Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Sunday Morning Coffee Lounge Talk. And you guys know that in these episodes we share one Bible verse and that we connect with, like in my life, how they are connected. I share that story and I encourage you guys also to share your life story, how you connect with this verse in the comment section, because you never know who you will inspire. Because for me, I'm new to Bible and new to Christianity. I became Christian a little over a year ago. And these are some series of unexplainable events that got me into Christianity, because I grew up all my life Hindu, and then after everything fell apart in November 2023, I became, I followed Buddhism for several months very deeply, because that's my style. Whatever I learn very deeply. And then a series of unexplainable events that got me into Christianity. So now I'm not a traditional Christian, because some Christian people think I'm not Christian enough, and then people who are not Christian, they think that I'm too Christian. So anyway, I decided not to shrink to fit anymore in any rooms, because in the corporate for 21 years I tried that, So today's verse, if you have seen the first, this is a 4-episode series all about the tongue, the words that we speak. And I won't get into the details of the framework. If you have seen my website link will be down below. I have an inner coach framework, which is the umbrella framework. Inner coach is the voice inside you that says that you can conquer the world, and inner critic, we all know, that says that you're not good enough. So here you can see under this, there's two things, rich quadrant, and this is the mindfulness triangle. And this is almost like the what, and this is the how. And in this series, we are covering the deeper part of the speaking and how it is also connecting with the Bible verses. So this one, if you haven't seen the first one, watch it. That was about the verse from James, and this is from Proverbs. Words carry life or death. So today's is words carry life or death. And I'm going to share with you my story. In my case, it was literal, and I'm going to tell you. So Proverbs 18:21, I'm going to read the verse from there so that I don't say the wrong words. It's on my laptop. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Those who love it will eat its fruit. Those who love it will eat its fruit. So after everything fell apart, my friends, if you have seen my journey, 2024, you should look at the episodes. I was very sad. The light was, I didn't know how long I have to go to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But what I tell people is, I encourage you to keep going, even if it's one day at a time. Keep going, because when you see the light, my friend, at the end of the tunnel, you will feel like nothing in the world and the universe can stop you. And that's an amazing feeling. At the same time, having the mindset of surrendering, and that's how I live my life. I'm like, nothing in the universe can stop me. At the same time, I have my own plans. At the same time, I surrender, because there's no guarantee of tomorrow, right? So when we can live with that mindset, meaning we give our best, but at the same time, we don't try to control the things that we can't control. That is literally surrendering means, right? And it comes on a day-to-day basis. So when everything fell apart, and why I say it's literal for me, words carry life or death, because I wanted to die. I wanted to die. I did not want to live, because for me it was like a double, because for some people, very few I meet or come across through my work that where it happened, the divorce and job loss happened, or even if it happened, it did not happen on the same month. For me, it was literally on the same month, and I felt like the ground underneath was not there. I felt like I was in a free fall. But I knew that I have to live my life, because my daughter, she was 7 back then. Now she just turned 10. I knew I have to live my life. I had to continue going, and that also came from my experience when I was a little kid, because I was 6 years old when my dad passed away. And I knew the impact in my life for that. My mom, she has unconditional love for me, but even then, I knew that void, that emptiness when you don't have one parent and you see your friends, they have the, both parents. So I figured that I have to live my life for her. So in the beginning of the videos, you guys would see I don't talk about separation and divorce because, of course, I was not ready. But after a while, I started talking about it. And it was just one day at a time. I was trying to, because I was doing journaling. This channel started as the symbolic day. It was a Memorial Day, May 27, 2024. And I had no idea that will become that symbolic, that Memorial Day for me. Because that day I started the videos and I never stopped because I kept thinking I'll start, I think from March, I remember, and then one thing after another kept coming. And that specific day, I hired a babysitter, and my daughter, she was actually playing here in this room, and I was upstairs over there. And I did the first video, and in the video I even say that I'm not even sure if I'm gonna post it, but I did. And I never stopped. And in those videos, the reason I share is in those videos, what happened is I kept talking about the good things, even if it's the little good things, if I was doing mindfulness or gratitude for a little things in life. So those helped me to keep looking for the light, right? So even though it was not so bright, I kept going, I kept looking for the light. And eventually, not only that, because our words really shape our reality. So it was 6-7 months, and you will see every single day I had videos. And I remember interviewing it was September, October, because I was thinking I'll go back to corporate, but thank God it did not work out. Like right now I'm saying thank God, but back then it was sad, right? And then towards the end of that year, 2024, I saw a lot of comments and things like that. It was helping other people who are going through separation and divorce. So then I got more heavily involved in it to help people, right? Because I was learning from a lot of different books and everything, and I was like, why I have been doing self-help for like all these years, right? 1 or 2 decades, and I'm like, what is missing? And that's how I come up with this framework too. There is something missing that in the self-help world. They talk about thinking, speaking, action, even in the triangle. Thinking, feeling, action. My whole point is do thinking, speaking, action. That's how mine is different. So as I keep doing that, so it's not a theory, you can see how that changed my life. Not only that, first, 2025, January 2025, a year ago, now it's March 2027, 2026, oh my God. I was like, this is really helping people. I mean, let me see if I can, work through this to really make a structure in a structured way so that it will help people. And then I started talking about it. And from YouTube, then there is this meetup group. I mean, last time this year, the meetup group didn't even exist. And it started in May. The first event was end of June. Nobody showed up. And then July event is when people started showing up, because for me, through last, over a decade, life kept preparing me. Like I said, in the first event, nobody showed up. I was fine. Because life knocked me down so bad for so long. I'm like, I never gave up. So I'm like, okay, this is nothing. And then looking back last, it's like what, 8 months, and then so many people from the meetup community became good friends, and it's growing. And then also the book. There are 2 books that came out last year, 2 books this year, and more will be coming. So the point is, one end, if I not talked about this, the life could have ended, or even if it didn't end, it could have become something sad, versus I started talking about midlife reinvention. So one end, the inner critic, I could have, because each word, each sentence, or even you can go to each word, is feeding your inner critic or your inner coach. You decide what you want to speak, right? And you don't want to become paranoid. You don't want to become paranoid with each word and each sentence or any kind of conversation that you're having with anybody. It's not about that. It's about whenever you are catching yourself, right? You might start with catching yourself once a month. That is okay. Or you might even catch yourself once a week. That is okay. But more you do it, more it becomes a habit. So for me, it was because the time triggers it. So the time triggers it. So I'll tell you what I mean by that. So for me, when I was making those videos every morning, when I was having my coffee, that's when I did the journaling for 7 months straight, right? And 2025 also, I think earlier couple months, 2-3 months, I think I did the journaling still. So I would say about 9 months or so. But the point is, after that, I put more structure to it because, I wanted to help people even with the different kind of YouTube shorts, so that different kind of help people ask for. But the point is, I still kept that rhythm where I am speaking positive. Even in this video, you can see that I'm talking about midlife reinvention, right? So that is what is feeding your inner coach, because unfortunately, this inner critic never goes away. And since this is about Bible verse, and we're talking about power of the tongue, you have seen that in the Bible also, because whatever you feed, you can think of it as like a devil or the enemy or God in a Holy Spirit, right? So whatever we are feeding, we are agreeing with it, and we are growing that, right? So if you're feeding the enemy, the negative action will increase, and if you're feeding the inner coach, the positive action will increase, because in the first episode, if you see the James, the one I covered last week, I talk about slowing down from thinking to speaking. When you slow down, and that creates the positive action, because when you speak something quickly, when you're triggered, when you speak something quickly, then the action is also going to be negative. So when we speak between thinking, when something triggers you, either via email or phone conversation or whatever, when you slow it down, even if you follow self-help, in Dale Carnegie's book, it says the first 5 minutes after something triggers you, the first 5 minutes is the most important time, where if you can hold on to that first 5 minutes, not to react, the reaction or the response that will come out as an action, that will save you many weeks, many months down the line, depending on whatever the conversation is. So literally going back to that again, words carry life or death. The verse, death and life, Proverbs 18:21, death and life are in the power of the tongue. Those who love it will eat its fruit. Again, going back to even my own life journey, you can see everything is filmed on YouTube. It's like, death, or life like a death, or reinvention. Now it is helping so many people. And I don't say this to brag. I say it because it literally changes your life. You'd see how the speaking has changed my entire life. And now that I meet people and people tell me about my framework and the feedback through comment or in other ways through conversations, I'm like, it just surprises me. It surprises me in such a good way. So, thinking, feeling, action that your regular self-help will tell you, but I would really tell you, focus on the speakings, focus on each and every word, not in a way that you're paranoid, but in a way that it really helps you to grow your inner coach or the Holy Spirit. And if you're not Christian, you can still relate it with like your higher self, the universe, right? Because when you get in tune with the universe, everything in life becomes beautiful, because it's not about life being perfect. It's about already what is there in life. How can we have more wisdom to see that as a perfect life, right? Because nobody has like a real perfect life. It is about finding the perfection in the imperfection, right? If it makes any sense. Okay, I'll see you guys. The next one, I'm going to tell you, the next episode is about words reveal our thinking. So next week, come back, words reveal our thinking, and that comes from Matthew. So I'll see you guys next Sunday at 10 a.m. Take care. Bye. That'll be episode 3 of 4. So 2 more to go. Take care. Bye.